we need to understand the difference between purity and holiness. Purity in Hebrew is tahara, and holiness in Hebrew is kedusha. In order to understand that, let's go to one of the great rabbis of all time, Rav Moshe Chaiim Luzzatto, the Ramchal, and see what he says about the difference between purity and sanctity or holiness. Note the distinction between one who is pure and one who is holy. The earthly actions of the first are necessary ones, and he is motivated by necessity alone, so that his actions escape the evil in earthliness and remain pure. In other words, somebody who wants purity, he really doesn't want to use the toilet, but he has to, like everybody has to, or he can't live without die. But the idea, it's anything that is impure is repugnant to him, and he only eats. He doesn't really want to eat food. Eating is just, he eats just enough because he has to eat, but he would prefer not to eat. And he's with his wife only because he has to be with his wife, is to force himself, but he'd rather not be in the marriage bed. And basically, okay, again, back to the words of Chaiim Luzzatto. He does this out of necessity, but they do not approach, so his actions escape the evil and earthliness and remain pure. That's his whole goal. That's purity. What is holiness? Sanctity, or kedusha. Let's use the Hebrew terms. Kedusha. Kedusha, purity, the actions of the one who strives for purity doesn't approach holiness, for it would be better if one could get along without them. One who is holy, however, and clings constantly to God, to Hashem, his soul travels in channels of truth amidst the love and fear of the Creator. Such a person is as one walking before God in the land of the living, here in this world. Such a person is himself considered a tabernacle, a sanctuary, an altar. A holy person is like the altar in the temple in Jerusalem. As our sages of blessed memories have said in the Midrash, and God went up from him, it says in the Genesis 35, the patriarchs are the divine chariots. What is the chariot of Ezekiel? You want to know what the chariot of Ezekiel is in Ezekiel 1? It's the Avot. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob were the chariot. And the righteous are the divine presence, the divine chariots. The tzaddikim. Want to know what the chariot is? The Merkava, the biggest secret of all? The greatest secret of Kabbalah? Go to a tzaddik. Go to the Amshin of a Rebbe. Go to his tish. Take a look at him. See how he acts. Meet with him in person. And then you'll see the chariot. You'll see Ezekiel's chariot. It'll be right before you. You may not even know it's the chariot, but it's right there. That's what it is. It's the holy tzaddikim. Why? Why is this so? Let's continue. It follows then that the food which they eat is a sacrifice offered upon the fire. There is no question that what was brought up to the altar was greatly elevated because of its being sacrificed before the divine presence, the Shekhinah, elevated to such an extent that its entire species throughout the world was blessed. Meaning a cow was brought up in the altar in the temple of Jerusalem. All of the cows were blessed, were given a special power and energy from the divine, from the one and only. As our sages of blessed memory indicate in the Midrash, in the same way the food and drink of the holy man is elevated and considered as if he has actually been sacrificed on the altar. So that's enough reading from the Ramchal. The point is that you want to be pure, you don't eat. You just eat what is necessary. but the food is, there's something evil about it. It's not pure, or whatever. It just turns into, digestive material. You'd rather be with your, separate and pure. Holiness is much greater. Holiness is eating. It's drinking. It's being with people. It's using money. In other religions, I'm comparing Judaism to other religions now. In other religions, a holy man doesn't their priests would take vows of poverty. And they don't handle money. Just what's given to them, whatever. Because they want to be very pure. And I think it's a higher level. In India, there are those people who do the same kind of thing. They don't touch money. They don't handle money. And but if you want to be a holy man, you handle money, use money, give tzedakah, use it, tithe your money, use it and support your family, support poor people. Make lots of money, but use it all in a holy way. Think how everything. It's like the money you receive is like sacrifices on the altar. It's all for God. Every cent you make, every shekel, every dollar, every euro, it's for the one and only, for God. That doesn't mean that you give it all to your soul, because you have to live, and you need to live in a holy way, and the money is allowing you to live in a holy way. So using this world, the physical things of this world, as a sacrifice, and you could enjoy from this world as a sacrifice, because everything you're enjoying from is just to give to God, then you are truly a holy man or woman. And I bless you and me and the whole world to be holy men and holy women and enjoy the world and use it all in a kodesh way. Sal Edwards signing off from Jerusalem. Baka.